The internet is a box full of surprises, right, guys? I have just come across an interesting documentary called Rio, City of Splendor. Apparently, the documentary was shot in the 30s, and it's a very interesting one. We're going to discuss about it after the intro. Don't go anywhere. Hello guys, my name is Mark Saint and this is Brazil Unsubtitled. As you might already know, your channel to learn everything you always wanted to know about the beautiful country of Brazil. Guys, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You hit the like button if you enjoy this content after it is done. And if you want to support us even more, there are communities in this channel, so go learn about them. There are 3 categories you can choose from. Receive special and exclusive perks in exchange for your contribution, whatever that is. Whatever you decide to choose, you're going to be helping us a lot. Also, make sure you visit this Instagram account if you want to learn more about our work on the backstage. And also, we have this profile here if you want to learn the Brazilian Portuguese. I also want to say that we help you with investments in the country. If you want to invest in Brazil, want to buy a property in São Paulo, I'm also will help you with that because I work with a realtor from a very big company, one of the biggest in the country. So just send us a direct message on this Instagram and I'm gonna help you out, okay? As I was saying at the beginning of the video, I have come across an interesting documentary about the city of Rio back in the 30s, okay? Before World War II. And if you compare the city of Rio at that time and you compare today, you see a big difference. But I want you guys to be able to watch the video, and it's spread out on the internet. It's just a 7.3 something minute long. So I want you guys to watch, and I want you to talk to me after you're done with this. We're gonna discuss about the video and about the current situation of the city. So enjoy.
Over 400 years ago, the adventurous Portuguese explorers who discovered and claimed Brazil for the crown of Portugal sailed into this picturesque harbor and called it Rio de Janeiro, or River of January, because they discovered it in the month of January, and they believed the beautiful inlet into which we now sail was the mouth of a river. As we pass within the shadow of this gigantic promontory, known as Sugarloaf, we wonder if the white men who first saw it could have dreamed that it was destined to become the mighty sentinel of an enchanted metropolis with a population of over 1 million inhabitants and a reputation of being the most magnificent city in the world. Passenger ships arriving at Rio today literally tie up at the foot of Main Street and immediately become a picturesque part of the skyline, as well as a convenient point of egress to the city itself. Rio de Janeiro is not a manufacturing city. Therefore, there is a preponderance of foreign goods on sale in all the smart shops. Nevertheless, foreign influence has not changed the strong allegiance which the Brazilians have for their native continent. They proudly proclaim themselves South American, and they very much resent the North Americans' alleged monopoly of the word American. The period from 1902 to 1906 witnessed the wonderful transformation from the old to the new Rio, a comprehensive project so boldly conceived and brilliantly executed that there is hardly a landmark of the old city to be seen in the metropolis today. The most unique feature of the clean and spacious streets is the decorative mosaic work that adorns the sidewalks. Almost every block has a pavement with patterns so individual in design that one could find his way about the city by becoming familiar with them. Rio is particularly noted for its numerous and colorful parks, which are scattered in picturesque profusion throughout the city. In 1808, the King of Portugal was forced by Napoleon to abandon his country and re-establish his throne in Brazil. When he arrived in Rio, he brought with him, among other things, the first tiny sprouts of the famous royal palms, which he planted here. It was decreed that only members of the royal family might have the privilege of cultivating this particular species of tree. But time and nature have overruled the regal command, and the royal palms that were meant to be the exclusive property of Portuguese royalty are now the common heritage of all Brazil. The outstanding landmark of Rio is Sugarloaf Mountain, and from whatever angle one may view it, it forms a most impressive picture. Swimming is one of the most popular sports in this pleasure-loving city. Consequently, many attractive swimming clubs have been erected along the picturesque shoreline. The architectural designs of these clubs are unusually distinctive, and many of them are actual reproductions of famous institutions in Spain and Portugal. Among the many fine boulevards in this city of splendor, the most beautiful is the Avenida Beira Mar, with its marble promenade encircling the waterfront for a distance of 5 As in most countries of South America, the color of one's skin does not always determine one's social standing. As a matter of fact, the racial color line seems to be so thinly drawn that it has become a haven of toleration for all races. Nevertheless, the Portuguese language still prevails. In the business districts of the city, there are a number of tiny shops where the more industrious young ladies of Rio earn their livelihood. This is called the butterfly industry, in which the colorful wings of butterflies are immortalized by an art that was inaugurated here many years ago. The design is first painted on glass, and the delicate butterfly wings, which have been carefully assorted for their best colors, are cleverly worked into the design and held in place by adhesive tape. Another layer of glass is finally placed over the tape, and the wings, thus preserved, will hold their lifelike colors indefinitely. There are over 700 different species of butterflies in Brazil, and they are much larger and more colorful than those of North America and Europe. The completed articles consist of tea trays, vanity and jewel cases, bonbon dishes, and decorative pictures designed to glorify the city's landmarks. And needless to say, the predominating design is Sugarloaf, the center of attraction for all eyes that glory in the magnificence of Rio de Janeiro, the city of splendor.
Wow, just amazing, no? How did you like the documentary? Please leave your message. I want to hear your opinion about it. So after watching this video, I can only think what went wrong with the city of Rio. The city of Rio is an amazing place, fantastic. I love that place. I go there as often as I can, but I can't help but notice the negative aspects the city presents as well. Like São Paulo, we have a lot of downsides to the city as well. We have homelessness, we have violence, there's criminality, pickpocketing, you name it. This happens in big cities, and sometimes I feel the government doesn't have control over certain things that we face. When I go to Rio, I always try to be careful with wearing watches, jewels, being at the beach. There is also the question of the favelas, the slums, right? There's also the question of the favelas, the slums. So when I look at these images from the 30s, so when I look at these images from the 30s, I can't help but wonder what went wrong. What point exactly during history has the city lost control of its quality of life, of the way the city expanded? It's important to say that the Rio you have seen in these images was the capital of Brazil, the real capital of the country. The transformation or the changing from Rio to Brasilia only happened back in the changing of the capital from Rio to Brasilia only happened in the 60s. If you ask me, I think it was much better to have Rio as the capital of Brazil. It was much more beautiful, it was more elegant, it had this European environment. My God, I can't help but feel nostalgic about a time I have never lived. And the same happens when it comes to São Paulo, guys, because you guys might have already heard me say that I was born in Guarulhos, which is a city on the outskirts of São Paulo. It's about 10 to 20 minutes by car, super fast. And I used to come to São Paulo when I was a kid, back in the 80s. I remember how downtown was more clean, safer. Nowadays we have to deal with homelessness everywhere. There's the criminality, the pickpockets, the dirt on the street. So, I try to be positive about everything, but this video made me think what went wrong. So if I check the internet for more documentaries, especially about São Paulo, I'm gonna find a lot. So I can't help but wonder what happened. People seem to be more free, more careless with their things because they didn't have to worry all looking over their shoulder all the time. So when we go to São Paulo, we have a lot of police. I have proven that for you guys a lot. Even riding my bike at night after 10 o'clock, I've done that already. But you need the police. You need to have constant vigilance. Otherwise, you're going to be robbed. So that's complicated, right? And I try to be positive about the future, but I think, what happened exactly? I don't have to go to the 30s. If I think about the 80s and I think about today, São Paulo has changed a lot, and sometimes for the worse, not only for the better. Do you guys have the same sensation, the same impression when it comes to your city? Please leave a comment. I want to hear from you. How did you like the documentary? Was it interesting for you? I saw this and I wanted to bring for the channel so that we could discuss about it. Hope you have enjoyed. If you like this content and you want to see more videos like that, I'm going to try to bring more videos from other cities as well. São Paulo, for instance, okay? So leave your comment. It's very important that you express your opinion. In the meantime, I'm leaving these two cards right here, okay? Pick one of them for you to choose and binge watch. Stay with me a little bit more. This one talks about a Batman exhibit that I visited. I'm a big fan of the Batman, so you guys watch. It's really interesting. I went into Wayne Manor that they created for people to see. And this video here, guys, is about caipirinha. If you guys want to learn how to make the most famous alcoholic drink in Brazil from your home, just click in this video and you're gonna love it. Thank you very much for watching one more video, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.